Hello and welcome to today's episode of Ways to Better Living. This is your host Coolio, as always, kicking it off. Today's topic is, I was just thinking about what would be the subject that will matter most today. And this is what came to heart, is for me to help you out, since we've been dealing with so many topics and discussing this one, for you to have a confirmation of whether what I'm actually speaking about, you can be able to find it to be true or helpful or not. So I have series of questions that I'm going to give you to ask yourself, and based on your answer you come up with, then these will help you to understand fully whether these information are beneficial or they are not. So, first question I'll ask that you will need to ask yourself is, with all the informations out there in solving world issues or problem, in every country want to solve their issues and all that goes on that you yourself know about, you go online, you search, you do some research about these things, and the question that come up to mind: how do you know which one is beneficial? Because some of the answers there, you know, they've been applied throughout the decades. So if all these are there to let you see, now how do you know which one is beneficial? It's the first response when you look for answers online. It's the first few places that pops up as to be number 1, 2, 3. Are these the ones that actually holds the answers that you look for? These are questions you want to be able to ask yourself. If these are the answers, and these always comes up for people, then why ain't anyone applying these things to make life better? Or even if people are applying it, why is life not getting better? These are questions to better equip you, so you'll be able to look at things in a way that you understand. Next question. Because if you've been paying attention, listening to me every single time, you've noticed certain things that you might have had questions about. Like, how do I know what he's talking about are beneficial? Forget about what other people are going to be thinking of it. But you that hear it, how do you personally, I make it on a personal, since each and every one has the opportunity and the ability to apply things in their own life, so I make it personal. How do I know what I hear from this person is beneficial? Next, do I belong in this topic of conversation? Because some people might want to say they don't belong in the topic of conversation of what I speak about. But then this is now something that you want to think about. Certain things. Do you face financial problem? Even if you say you do make enough, you still face it. Do you face the crisis of family affair? I do not know anyone that do not. Do you face problems within your job, you that have one or you that don't? Everyone faces problems in these areas. So it's not just a one-person conversation. So that's why I said, ask yourself, are these information beneficial for me to apply or adhere or pay attention or put to practice so I can better my life? Remember, these are not for me. They are for whoever look to better their life in applying these things for them to have, as the conversation is, we're dealing with ways to better living. That's what you have to keep in mind. Ways to better living. So it's individually you have to apply these things. So the next question that will come to mind, me asking you be, where is this going to lead me that in the future? That is the biggest aspect of this whole applying. Where would it lead you? And applying will let you lead somewhere. And where would it lead you? Remember, as I mentioned, the conversation, better living. So we're dealing with ways to accomplish a better living. So that is one thing that you strive for, a better living. So this is the direction. And now the question will be, how confident am I to say that this will help me to accomplish that? And that's where the biggest challenge comes for you, because only one way you'll be able to find out is by applying. You cannot sit there and not apply and thinking that, only when you apply you will see whether it lead you there or not. And then you'll be able to say at the end of the day, after asking all these questions, that yes, this is beneficial, or you'll be able to say, yes, this is not beneficial. Without applying, you cannot tell. And you have to, this is a personal determination and achievement that you will gain once you determine to apply. These are the questions I have for you to ask yourself, so that when you continue, you see exactly where it's leading you. So I'm not going to go any further, but going to end it here. So let me see, what would I give? The conversation topic, I will come up with it because I know it's dealing with questions. So when I'm doing the photo for it, you see the topic, so you understand more even fully. But since I'm doing the recording before I do that, I cannot give you exactly the topic here, besides what I've already given you about asking yourself the questions. So this will be the end of this conversation for today, this episode, and I hope that you'll be able to ask yourself these questions to be able to come up with the answer yourself. I cannot give you the answer for these questions. You have to get it yourself. So with that said, this is your host as always, Coolio, and signing off by saying God bless you and hope you all have a great one.